In this demonstration, we'll talk about investigating a social engineering attack. We're going to focus on identifying the validity of emails, identifying the validity of websites, and identifying virus hoaxes. Let's take a look at email validity. You should always be wary of emails from unknown organizations or senders. Be careful opening them, and be even more cautious with their attachments. A lot of hoax emails are pretty easy to spot because of their bad spelling and terrible grammar, but some of them look very, very real. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. Let's start with this first one. Final notice, postal status notification. The first clue is the return address. It's from a variation of a Walmart address. It could be legit, but I'm not so sure. Next is the logo. It has a logo with a question mark after the word Walmart. I've never seen a Walmart logo like this, so I really wouldn't have to go any further to know it's fake. If I hover over the logo, a bunch of addresses pop up. This looks like a batch of addresses that were spammed from this email. A little lower, when I hover over the Update Your Address Here link, I see a bunch more addresses. No legitimate email is going to be formatted to do this. Finally, here it tells me to hurry, or I'll lose 17% of the money owed to me. Let's look at this other one. The Check Your Account email. The address looks a bit odd. That's always the first clue. They want to confirm my information. I've never heard of this company, and I don't gamble, so within a second, I know this is fake. These links down here are Bitly, which is a URL shortening service. I don't think most legitimate emails would use a shortening service like this. Then we have another email that I took a screenshot of. It's this attention email that says it's from usafed.gov. This is someone posting as someone from the US Treasury. They're using a Gmail address for communication, which the government wouldn't do. At the bottom of the email, they've listed the legitimate website for the Department of Treasury to make you think this is a legitimate email. Another way you can verify an email is by taking a look at the header information. I have my Walmart email opened up in Outlook. This is another way to verify an email and its content. The header information is helpful because it shows IP information for the path an email took from its origin to the destination. It also shows other information, like the email client that was used, the actual email address of the sender, and the originating IP address of the email. There are a few ways to look at header information. In Outlook, it's helpful, but not easy to read. If we go into File, Properties, you can see the header information right here. As you can tell, this can't be resized, and it's hard to read in this format. The Mail client in Windows 10 doesn't have a way to view header information, but don't worry. You can view header information by opening the email in a text editor like I've done with Notepad++. By looking through the email in this format, you can pick out many things about its origin and determine whether it's legitimate. Remember, this email was supposed to be from Walmart. Here's the sender's originating IP. If we highlight this address and copy it, we can actually look up some information on that IP address to see where it's coming from. All internet IP addresses for users come from some ISP somewhere. We can go to a website called Aaron.net, go to the search, and paste in our address. It'll find some information about this IP address. There are services that you can pay for that will give you a lot more information, but this one is free and simple. Looking at this information, I'm very skeptical that this email came from Walmart because the mailing address for this IP is from France. Another thing we want to talk about is verifying websites. The first thing that you should always do is double check the spelling of the website you're navigating to. If you're trying to go to PayPal and the address you end up at is paypals.com with an S or paypal.fakesite.com, then you're likely in the wrong place. You could accidentally give away your login information for PayPal or a similar site by entering it into a false site. You could also verify a site by viewing the SSL certification information. An SSL certificate, Secure Sockets Layer Certificate, is a digital certificate that authenticates the identity of a website and encrypts the information sent to its server using SSL technology. Let's look at two different browsers, Google Chrome and the Microsoft Edge browser. If we open both of these, there's a slight difference in how the SSL certificates are shown. In the Chrome browser, if you click on the lock in the address bar, it shows information about the certificate. I see that it's issued to google.com. I have a few tabs up here, Details and Certification Path. Under Certification Path, I see more information about the certificate authority and the certificate. Now, if you go to Edge, open up Gmail, and click on the little lock, it'll show you the same information but in a slightly different format. If there's no lock and no SSL certificate, you should be a little more cautious. Certificates aren't the focus of this lesson, but you want to make sure you know how to verify certificate information when you're not sure about a website. Our last topic is identifying virus hoaxes. You've probably seen something like this before. Maybe one of your coworkers has come to you in a panic, worried about this type of error, and it's obviously very alarming. It's meant to be. This hoax is designed to scare or intimidate users into thinking they've contracted some type of virus. Normally, it says it's something like a Trojan, as you can see here. Often there's a number you can call where they'll take payment over the phone for fixing the virus, but they never actually do anything. There have been similar hoaxes that use the same tactics, so it's good to understand that viruses don't usually want to be discovered, unless you're being notified by a trusted antivirus software that you or your administrator has installed, then it's probably just a hoax. That's it for this lesson. We discussed verifying emails by looking at the HTML version and header information. We talked about verifying that a website is correct by checking the spelling of the address and the presence of a valid SSL certificate. We finished by discussing virus hoaxes.